All right, family. This is Steve Copeland. This is Steve Copeland. Whew. I didn't have a chance earlier to do my little clips. Y'all know I like to do like 10 or 15-minute clips because I be on the couch conversation show, right? I be on the couch. So when I'm on the couch, I like to talk about life. It's about keeping life real. The next time, if I'm on somebody's platform and I hear you black people talk about the white man this and the white man that, I want you to look in the mirror at yourself. All right? Now, I'm not saying stuff haven't been put together to keep us down and out. But I keep telling y'all over and over, they not all white. A lot of them are black. It's you. It's you. And don't get mad at me because I see the truth in life now. Now, at one point, I did not see all this. I did not see this. I do not have to go and do research. I do not have to go and do statistics to put stuff together. That's all I got to do is focus on the area that I'm in because I'm not everywhere. I can only speak on where I'm at and what's happening around me and the things that I do in helping other people and turning their lives around. I don't hear y'all talk like that. I don't hear y'all talk like that. Now, I just want to say this, kid, you know I love you, kid, right? I went to respond to your topic, your prompt about, men sleeping with women and getting them pregnant and rolling out. Is they doing it intentionally or what? Everybody that was responding to that prompt was not talking about the prompt. See, when you put certain things up, right, like that prompt, in order for people to speak, you got to look at yourself to answer that prompt. And I was listening to the guy, Cal, and I don't think like some men, right, I'm just speaking right. If you know who you are as a human being, as a man, you'll talk about yourself. Now, what makes me a man is my penis. Now, ask me what makes me a responsible man, a productive man. One, what makes me a man is my penis. What makes me a responsible man is taking care of my responsibilities, like with my family, my children, my finances, which Kyle was over there saying. But see, people get mad at me, and that's sad, because I can talk about me. And so many people are afraid to talk about themselves. You think I don't recognize stuff like that? You think I don't realize that? And I'm not trying to be smart, right? I'm really, 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 really funny, family. I'm funny acting. Because if I get a sense that you are a lying, manipulating person, do you think I want to keep being around you? Let's be real. Why would I want to be with people that's not true to their self? Because you only going to feed me unhealthy stuff back. Even though you might think that lying and manipulating and cheating and all of that is a good thing, because I did. That's why I said y'all couldn't tell me living the life I was living was wrong. I justified and rationalized the wrong to make it right. I ain't just mixed you up, did I? I justify and rationalize the wrong to make it right. I love what I do. I use my personal experience from making mistakes in life to help other people grow. How can you go wrong with that? I use my personal experience to help other people to become better people in their lives because I had to learn. So why not give it away? Why not give back what was freely given to you? And that's what a lot of people miss. I don't play those games. I keep trying to tell people and I explain it to people, right? I will explain it. I was a lying, check it out. I was a lying, manipulating type of person. Today, I try my best not to put myself in situations where I have to lie, where I have to manipulate people, where I have to cheat. I'm talking about me. I've tried my best, and I'm good at it now, not to put myself in those situations. And if I can learn to do stuff like that, the point is helping others to understand how to do stuff like that. Because look, check this out. Y'all can read and study statistics and what's them? They were encyclopedias and all that when we was coming up, right? We learn from these things, right? Basically, you're reading other people's experiences that they put in notes and books. Do you realize that? When you do research, if one individual is writing about something, right, about, say, like a criminal behavior, if an individual is writing about a criminal behavior and he never was a criminal, do you think he's really going to be able to explain to you about a criminal behavior as far as his activities? What it's like for that person if he never experienced it? And we will just go off of the information that they are saying, not understanding that they had to sit with somebody, criminals, to understand the criminal mindset. That's just like being a cheater. You've never cheated before, but you're going to try to speak out as a person that cheated, but you never done it. So basically what you're doing, you're giving your opinion, what you think, and the reason why, rather than you actually listening to a person that experienced it for themselves. See, that's why I do what I do, right? As far as I do my little lives, right? Because it's a level of personal experience. Then what I will do, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I will read Bible. I will read scripture to make sure I'm moving in the right direction spiritually. I don't have no problem doing my research, but I'm doing it because of my attitude or my character, my behavior. Right? Now, I want to make sure that I'm still on a path, on a spiritual path of recovery, on that spiritual journey, a healthy journey in life. That's what I want. I can't speak for nobody else. But I'm going to share this. if I see a lot of my old characteristics within the individual, why am I going to keep being bothered with you? Because you're going to remind me too much of myself. You're going to remind me too much of the old ways and old practices in my life. You're going to remind me of that. So I have to get away from it. And most of the people that's, I'm going to say, in recovery, a lot of us that's in recovery or on a spiritual journey, we're on this journey not to do the opposite. You can talk about like spiritual morals, values, principles. You can talk about God. Talk about them all you want. People like myself watching what you do. We watching to see is you actually, it's more like practicing what you preach. And I'm not talking about being on the pulpit. When I say practicing what you preach, are you actually living what you're saying? I had to learn all that. As a father, I had to be a good example for my children. Now, I just finished doing the Be More's Teen Talk. I invite parents. I invite professionals. I invite y'all to come, and you can share your credentials in helping people live a more productive way of life. That's what it's all about. It's not about manipulating people, playing people, and all that type of stuff, right? I want the best for people. And I don't know why people get offended because of the way I reverse things. It's just reverse. And I think it challenges a lot of people. You do not have to. When I open up my mouth, unless I directly say something to you, then you know I'm talking to you. Now, if I feel as though we need to have a conversation, that's not a problem, right? It's not to be mean, it's not to be nasty to you. You just have to watch the way you come at other people and the way you take things. Because every time somebody open up their mouth, I know they're not always talking about me. Even though it might feel like they're talking about me, they're not always talking about me. It's not directed straight to me. And when people do that, to me, it's like you're dealing with low self-esteem when you do stuff like that. Your self-esteem is low. And you feel like you need to impress somebody. But you ain't got to do that. But look, in saying this, right, I'm just thinking about the talk show from the night. I'm thinking about the conversation that I had with some other youth, right, about building back up in the black community. And it was so, Kendrick, it was so wonderful to listen to Kendrick. I want to make sure I say it right. Built in 410. These are young men. And it was a female on it too, that's in the community doing work. Young. And they talking about doing things to keep the black community in a more healthier way, prosperous way. And sad to say, it's a lot of us grown people do not want that for our